wonder how much food to put on your plate? This idea of portions or amounts, that's today's topic on the Diet Free Zone show. Hi, I'm Bonnie Giller, registered dietitian nutritionist and certified intuitive eating counselor. So many times when I have new clients first embarking on the intuitive eating journey, they will ask me, what about portion control? What about quantity of food? How am I ever going to know how much to eat if I'm not weighing and measuring my food? I think it's a great question, especially if you have been dieting for years and even decades, as many of the women in my community are, and you've relied so much on dieting tools external from your body to guide the amount of food that you will be eating at a meal. So does that resonate with you? Have you pulled out the measuring cups and the food scale and any other measures, whether they be little boxes that came with some exercise or diet plan and said, just fill the food into this box, this container, and that's the amount you eat, or any such tool like that? These are all tools of a dieter. And when you become an intuitive eater, you no longer have to rely on these external tools anymore. You only rely on your internal wisdom, that wisdom that you were born with, those cues, those signals that your body gives you to say, I'm hungry, I'm going to start eating, and I'm satisfied, I'm going to stop eating, irregardless if there's food left on your plate or not. Whereas when you're dieting, you measure out all the different components, right? All the food groups, get that on your plate, and maybe, depending on what diet you're on, you're eliminating major food groups to begin with. And so maybe the plate isn't even balanced because, you've demonized carbs or grains and you're only eating protein and vegetables thinking, wow, I'm really quote unquote good on my diet. So how do we do that? How do we actually know the how much part, the quantity part, the portion part, if we're not measuring and weighing foods? Well, the answer really is, as you become an intuitive eater, as you become more attuned to your inner signals of hunger and fullness, you will be able to let those signals guide the amount of food you're eating. So that even if you have a certain amount of chicken or fish or quinoa or vegetables on your plate, if your body says, I'm satisfied, it means you will know to stop eating. Or if you finish what's on your plate, but your body is telling you, you know what, I'm still a little bit hungry, then you will know, well, I'm going to take a little bit more food. It's going to be a series of experiments in the beginning. Remember, you have been disconnected from your body and the messages for a very, very long time. As you work on giving up dieting and the quote-unquote controls of dieting, you will be learning how to connect back with the signals of your body. And over time, you will actually be able to guesstimate before a meal about how much food do I want to put on my plate to meet the hunger that I'm feeling. That will take time. Please be patient with yourself. There are going to be meals as you're starting to navigate this in the beginning. There will be meals where you finish a meal and you're like, ooh, I think I had maybe a few too many bites. I'm a little uncomfortable. But that's okay. Like I said, it's a series of experiments, and it's you making and creating new eating experiences with yourself. And over time, you will learn from each of these experiences. And by the way, even when you have reclaimed being an intuitive eater, it's not about perfection. Even intuitive eaters occasionally will leave a meal feeling, I'm a little too full. But the difference is a dieter will get upset and start berating themselves. I can't believe you did it again. You blew it. Whereas an intuitive eater just puts on that curiosity hat and says, I wonder what I was thinking. I wonder what might have been part of me eating till a little bit over full. Oh, maybe I was distracted. Maybe I was eating a little too quickly, or whatever comes up, right? It's all about the curiosity. and the gathering of the data and learning from it, letting it go and moving on. Very, very important part of the process. So that's my answer to your question, because that is a question that's come into me many, many times, is how do I know how much to eat? The quantity. Is there portion control? There's my answer. I hope you found this helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if it was at all helpful to you, and hit share so other people can benefit as well. And if you'd like to learn more about intuitive eating, just head on over to my website, dietfreeradiantme.com. Well, that's it for this series and this episode of the Diet Free Zone Show. I will see you next time. Bye for now.